right, mic check one. Mic check one. About to start the live show on the mic check.
Start the live show with a different setup of mics. See if this works. So mic check one, mic check one.
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 Buckeye Coaches Show with Coach Aaron York. Give a big hand for the Buckeye High School football team. Tonight's Coaches Show is being brought to you by BK Distributors, BK Apparel, and BK Promotions. Anything you need with a logo on it, Scott and the team at BK can take care of you over there. Also, Miss Kayla Walker, Century 21 Realtor. She is a community family member of the Buckeye Panthers. Any kind of real estate needs you have, go see Miss Kayla Walker. Also, Katie's Fast Pitch, unlocking your kids' potential one pitch at a time. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, and of course, hosting our coaches show here for 2025. Once again, give a big round of applause for Rio Rojo. All right, Josh, so we're going to do coaches shows this year, home games.
Yeah, we're going to do something a little different. We're only going to do the home games, try to keep it, fresh going. Look, it's a big crowd here tonight. Next week's going to be homecoming, so I look for even a bigger crowd next week.
I think the band's coming next week.
Band is coming next week. I talked with her. She's coming. I think the cheerleaders are supposed to be here. So it's a lot going on, but we are doing the home games, and we may try to do the scoreboard. I'm not sure yet. I don't think we can get it in there. But anyways, other than that, it's fun to be back because it is fun to do. As you can notice, we do have a new member here on the table. Got the Poppin' Panthers, what I like to call them.
Panthers.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jason Dozart and
Buddy Love.
Buddy Love, he's a Buckeye alum. Jason Dozart and all that. They're at Affordable Home Furnishing.
He gave us the Poppin' Panthers.
Up with the Poppin' Panthers.
That's what I'm talking about, Jason.
Yeah. So.
All right, so we're in week 3 here. We started out, we went to Block, and the Panthers put on a show over in Jonesville and beat the Block Bears 45-0 over in Jonesville.
Yeah, look, it was a big time game. We had it took us a little while. It's always that first week. What you look for during the first week is you look for a W.
That's it.
You don't care how you get that W because you've only been hitting yourselves. You got you've been just with your scout teams, this and that. You've had one warm up, and now I don't know how we call in 2025 a scrimmage or the jamboree. We only play 12 minutes, so it's tough to get anything done against an opposing team in 12 minutes. Especially when you have a 7-minute water break.
Right, and you start putting in
So what you're looking for in week 1 is you're looking for a W. And, we went over there, took the offense a little while to get going. Once we got going, we was working. I'm going to go over some of the stats there. So we actually so the way we're going to do it this week is we're going to give a block player of the game. And then we'll go into the last week and we're going to give a grand player of the game. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over the block stats here as soon as I can find it. All right, so we had Bryce Worthen with 2 rushes for 73 yards.
What I'm talking about.
Then we had Colt Vercher. He had 6 rushes. Looks like he had 56 yards and a touchdown. And then we had Cameron Burns, who had a big night. Cameron Burns had a big night.
Yes, he did.
He had 4 rushes, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I believe he had an interception. I'll have to look at Coach York over there. So he did have an interception as well. So Cameron Burns had a good night on the field there. Preston Willis had 7 rushes, 27 yards. He had a touchdown as well. We didn't really throw the ball that much.
We didn't have to.
I mean, we didn't have to because the running game was going. Once Cameron got outside on that 32 or 37 tall sweep, whatever they call it now, he was able to. I mean, like I said, Block was quick on the field, but I would have put anything up against it. Cameron Burns was probably top 5 fastest there.
Oh yeah, once he got the corner, no one was touching him. But yeah, like you said, we come out with a victory, 45-0. So it shows the preparation that they put in throughout the offseason. The staff put in.
Plus, we got a field goal.
They got a good game plan. They got your field goal that you've been waiting on for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it was a really good game to start off. Like I said, to knock the rust off, and the Panthers come out with a W. So really proud of them for the way they went over the Block and handled themselves.
Yeah, look, so right now we're going to bring up player of the game of the Block game. This is week 1, player of the game for Block. That's going to be Cameron Burns. Come on up here.
Cameron Burns.
So if you're at home and you're watching Remember, we do a live show and a live broadcast, so it's really tough to get the audio for both. If you cannot hear it at home, let us know. Shoot us a text. We're trying a different mic setup. So, Cameron, you're going to have to lean up. You're going to have to talk in these two. That's going to be the home line.
You should.
This is going to be the live. But I think we're going to be fine, but we're trying to figure it out. So, look, Cameron Burns, player of the game versus Block. Let's talk a little bit about it. What did you see once you got that ball on that tall sweep, man? It was just pretty much, it was wide open. First of all, your offensive line has been, I'll say this, for the last 2 weeks, offensive line has stepped up big time because they're making some holes.
Yes, sir.
So you got to talk.
I mean, it's like I just followed Preston.
Follow Preston. Hey, that's
a good plan. He knows how to get there.
Preston, you can follow him all the way to the end zone because he had a good week this last week.
Absolutely.
So,
Cameron, how fast are you? What's your 40?
yeah, remember, you got to talk loud.
4.7.
4.7. I'm going to say you faster than 4.7.
That's moving though, buddy.
Look, who did that time on you?
Southern Arkansas.
Southern Arkansas. We're going to have to call Southern Arkansas because I'm definitely putting it high 4.6s.
Oh yeah.
Got to be. Because when you turn north-south, man, you'll
So going into the game, did you know you was going to get those opportunities on the outside? Y'all, something you saw on film, or
Not really on the outside. I thought we were going to run more like towards like in the B gap and C gap.
Right.
But outside seemed to work better.
that's where they were soft at? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look, and this is one thing, I'm giving you some advice for later on. Once you start getting that and you get to that outside, you get that mentality every game. Oh, I got to make it to the outside. I got to make it to the outside. But keep in mind, they call plays in that B and C gap or that B and A gap for a reason. So sometimes you got to look at it and you go, you know what? They called this here. I'm gonna have to turn my shoulders up and get up the field. Because a lot of people try to keep going out. Because the sideline's your friend in football. So, but I think you did a fantastic job, man. Fantastic job.
So you also got an interception. So you play on both sides of the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
When you had the interception, did he just telegraph it?
It was
saw
just
his
there.
eyes?
It was just there.
Using the right
I
spot,
was
right
in the
time.
right spot, right time. It was just there.
That's what I'm talking about, buddy. I thought you were taking that one to the house. You almost did.
Almost did.
Yeah.
Almost.
Where did they get you out at?
See, if you'd have been a 4.6, Cameron, you'd have took that one to the house. I had to get you a little faster.
I think they got me at like the 5.
5, yeah. I knew it was close. I didn't know if it was inside the 5 or what, but man, we're really proud of y'all. Look, you just got to keep on building on it now. Don't be satisfied with anything. Keep on building. Keep on pushing your teammates. But we're really proud of you, and congratulations on player of the game, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody give it up for Cameron Burns.
Hey, hold your plaque up. Josh, you want to stand up and take a picture? You want to take a picture?
Okay, Aaron. Sorry, Aaron.
Smile, Cam. Never mind, Cam.
All right. All right.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, Bubba.
Good job.
All right, so we're going to close the book on Block, and it was a great win starting out on the road for the Panthers. Big win for Buckeye. Then we head over to Grant last week, and I'm going to tell you this, Josh. We showed up. Grant had a wonderful atmosphere.
I'll say this. 2 things that the Panthers need to do. We need to get an atmosphere like Grant and an atmosphere like Gina, because Gina and Grant have it going on.
Because we bring fans.
We bring
the Panther fans
we
travel,
have
the Panther fans show up.
We have a fan base
Now we
better
see
than
that.
probably both of them.
Right.
But the problem is we got to get that atmosphere, get that
Yes.
next step going.
I will say this, when they came out of the tunnel, it was very intimidating.
It was because we were part A right there.
Yeah.
We had a lot going on with the mics, and they shot a cannon, and I can guarantee you didn't know it was going
I
to go
almost
off.
fell out of the truck. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but look, the atmospheres at those 2 places they've really impressed me.
They really, really were. So, they come out of the tunnel, they look very good, they look big, they look strong, they look fast. Come out, they score on
Yeah,
us.
they kicked us right in the mouth. I mean, they put 7 points up.
And at that point, the Panthers, Panther football team made a decision.
Correct.
And they didn't make it later on. They made it right then on the next kickoff because Preston took it all the way back.
84 yards.
84 yards. And from then on, it was nothing but
Then
Buckeye.
on it was the Buckeye.
46-13.
Yeah, let me get those stats.
Buckeye wins big over Grant in week 2. And I'm telling you, from the first 2 drives, that game turned around and Buckeye just took charge of it.
Yeah, look, I mean, like you said, Grant come out with great atmosphere, everything, and they go down there. They took the ball. They took the ball, right, Coach? Or did we
Yeah.
Yeah, they took the ball, and then they score their 7 points, and the next thing you know, you're like, that gum. You know, what are we going to do? And the next thing you know, Preston Hills takes it 84, 85 yards to the house. So, and then your offense just continues to build on it. And look, that trap was there all night. But I'll say this about the offensive line the last 2 weeks that I've said. The offensive line has won the upfront battle. The problem we got to go with now is once we get to that physical team that can match us with that online battle, we're going to have to step up, and then we're going to have to do what we know to do other than run. You know, that's what, and we can do that.
And we can do both.
Yeah, we can do both. We just haven't had to. But some of the stats here, so Buckeye had 19 first downs, Grant had 3. So our defense had been playing really well.
Defense has been a lights out.
Yeah, Buckeye had 60, looks like 60 rushes total. 60. So 60 snaps of rushing.
That's having the ball a long time.
276 yards on the ground.
Wow.
So there you go. And then you had three receptions for 54 yards. And then, so he was 3 of 7. And then you had, the only thing I didn't like about the Grant game was, and I'll say this about the block game too, and I'm sure when Coach gets up here, he'll talk about it a little bit. Once you're winning on the scoreboard, those penalties I like to call bonehead penalties. You got to calm those down a little bit. Let the scoreboard do the talking. But we had 7 penalties for 73 yards.
And you know that's when I noticed Coach called a full team timeout.
You notice he didn't let it get out of hand like he did at block.
He took care of it right then.
He called a timeout, and he got the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team was in the middle.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you it was probably like, hey, look, this stops now. We're not going to have the same thing we had last week.
Yeah.
And it did. That's when it stopped.
You at 1,000 miles an hour, whistle to whistle, then it ends.
That's
so,
right.
and that's probably what he said, and we'll ask him when he comes up. But, you know, that's some big stats being put up.
Yeah, so we doubled their possession. 29, we held the ball right at 30 minutes.
Right.
We let them hold the ball 15. So we doubled their time of possession. So, I mean, you know, but.
And you don't look at, what it don't say is how aggressive the defense has played the first 2 weeks. I can't say enough about the linebacking crew. The linebackers are doing their job almost every single play. Now, I don't go to film and break them down, but the linebacking core on this team is one of the fastest and will hit you when they get there.
Yeah, Gage Belgard's been really impressive so far the last 2 games.
You know, Ty had a bust-out game against Block. Belgard had a bust-out game against Grant. And it's, you know, sometimes your job is to take on the block.
That's right.
And the other one gets all the glory.
Right.
That's why it's called a team. And that's what you can see them 2 guys doing. They're really, really getting in there and mixing it up.
Yeah, our linebackers, like I said, our linebackers have done a fantastic job. And look, when you figure out the linebacker game, it can be fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it can be.
When you got 2 that like to play and like to hit, that's fun.
But look, a little bit of Preston's, I'm going to say it right here. So I think all-purpose yards. This is all-purpose yards, counting the
run back.
Counting the run back. He had 205 total yards. 205 all-purpose yards. He has 17 rushes for 123 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now I'm gonna rain on this parade a little bit. He could have had 4 touchdowns. Well, excuse me. He could have had 5 touchdowns because it don't count the kickoff. So he had 3 rushing plus a kickoff. Could have had 1 more. But he ran with that ball, stuck out, kind of like the sophomore daddy used to do sometimes. And he got stripped at the 3-yard line. But look.
All right, we won't hold it against you too much,
Preston. We won't hold it against you.
205 yards, all-purpose yards.
Yeah, look, 17 rushes, 123 yards, 3 touchdowns. Come up here, Preston Willis, player of the game. Everybody get up, Preston Willis.
Squeeze all the way.
Now, I'm going to tell you like I told Cameron, you got to talk loud. All right. Ain't none of y'all loud. And y'all are loud on the football field. I hear y'all hollering all the time. When y'all get up here, y'all don't. It's just like a whisper.
Well, you was feeling it Friday night, Preston. Tell us a little bit about it. You got started off early with an opening kickoff. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, it felt great. Our offensive line blocked great. Cameron, Ty, they blocked great. And just filling the holes.
Yeah, look, I mean,
ran the ball phenomenal.
Yeah, it was impressive to watch. Look, what you had to feel good about yourself when Grant comes out, scores, runs it down there, and had a pretty decent drive, and put 7 points on the board. And I've been in the game, so I know the trash talking starts. Hey, here we go. This is what we're gonna do. And then the very next time you touch the ball, it's 85 yards to the house. That it had to make you feel good, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's nothing a better feeling than that right there on the football field, you know. It's especially, and then, now I will say this. Now I've watched you at practice nail these field goals.
Yeah.
Now these PATs, what's going on with that? We got some
Just small flaws.
small fall.
He's probably tired from running.
Hey,
His
his
legs are
remember, I got $1 million on a field goal this year in a live game for a win.
And he always wants that,
I
Preston.
always want that.
So, Preston, you know, going into the year, you didn't know. Did you know you was going to be in the backfield a lot, or you didn't know you was going to be on defense, or did you know you was going to have to be that much involved in the running game?
I always thought to myself I would. I knew I'd have to prove myself in practice.
Right.
But other than that, yeah.
So we're gonna put you on the spot. How fast are you?
I think I can run a 4.6 on a good day.
A 4.6 on a good day. Okay.
You can outrun Cameron. Y'all better get it.
You can outrun Cameron. That's
I
what
want to
hear.
see that.
Parking lot.
Yes, parking
All
lot.
right, we're gonna take this show to the parking lot, Cameron. Preston's gonna run barefooted down the blacktop.
So, Preston, I noticed earlier in the game, number 37, the Matthews, the Cooper kid, their linebacker, he's really quick. He's in the backfield a lot. Y'all started running some, looks like some traps against him to get him. Once you got past him, you were in the secondary.
Yeah.
Y'all changed it up a little bit after the first series or two, or what did y'all do?
Yeah, so we noticed that he was coming through the right side A-gap, blitzing hard every time.
Every time, yeah.
He was coming every time there, so we started mixing it up with some little H-back sweeps with Cameron and Ty.
Well, hey, look, I grew up 4 years in this program, not with the same coach, but a different coach, and I've been watching 4 years the traps work for Willis's, for my 4 years for sure.
Yeah. We've watched Willis
So-
run traps forever.
Yeah. So look, man, it was an impressive game. Like I said, 200. Anytime you get 204, 205 total yards, I mean, you had a doozy of a night.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, Southbow's coming to play, so you got to bring that intensity. You got to bring everything. You know, Friday night, or excuse me, Thursday night. It's going to be tomorrow night. So we're already stacked up against. It's going to be a little different, but hey, I got faith in you, man. I want you to bring it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, congratulations. Everybody give it up for Preston Willis.
Good job, buddy.
Appreciate it,
Congrats.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our players of the game. Now we're going to move on. And we're here for the man of the hour and the football team. This is Coach Aaron York.
I'll sit on the edge. I'll sit on the edge.
Oh, no, you don't get to sit on the end, sir.
Yeah, we're going to squeeze you in. Yes. What did you call it?
This is the Poppin' Panther.
Poppin' Panther.
Compliments of Jason Dozot, Buddy Love, a.k.a. Affordable Furnishing.
Yes.
You go pick him up right there. He's a proud sponsor, Coach's
I like
Show,
that.
and the Silver Panther.
All right, Coach. Well, it's tough to start out the year on 2 road games, but you come out of the 2 road games 2-0. You got to feel good about it.
It's always good to win.
That's it.
It's always good to win. Yeah, no, I think looking at the games, I think we're learning a lot about our team, what we can and can't do as we move forward through the season. And there's been a lot of positives. I thought the kids have played hard in both games. And we're using the negatives to try to clean it up, watch film each week, and just build on what we did well, do that better, and then what we didn't do so well, let's clean that up each and every week.
And that's what you get. You know, they say the biggest improvements from week 1 to week 2, and y'all looked way better in week 2.
Right.
And you can see how they're starting to gel a little bit. And that defense is tough, buddy. They're gonna keep you in ball games.
Right.
Sure.
Well, and that's kind of what we're kind of hanging our hat on this year. That our defense is going to win ball games for us. Our offense, if we can control the ball, if we can not turn the ball over and establish the run game, then we're going to be successful throughout this entire year. And that's what we've got to do. That's each year is you got a different identity, and I think that for our identity this year, that's what fits us.
That's it. And you gotta lean on what Dancing with Who brung you.
That's right. You got to go with what you're good with, and that's what we're good with this year.
Yeah, one thing I'll say that, Grant was a physical team, and I was there at the 7-on-7 with you this year, and I don't know if it's because we were just that well on defense, and we were putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. But during this, and I understand you can do a lot of things in 7-on-7 that you can't do on the football field when you got 11-on-11. But Grant progressively got better each week of that 7-on-7. So I was wondering why they didn't throw the ball as much. But like I said, I think it was the pressure that his defense puts on them, because Gage, Belgard, and Ty was playing lights out.
No, well, let's first start with the defensive coaching staff and what they put into place as they went into Grant week. If you go back and look, their running back, number one, he had a national game.
He had 10 touchdowns.
11 total.
11 total.
He had an interception.
So there you
too.
go.
I didn't even know
So
that.
yes, he was national wide. They put him on national awards. He had a monumental day the week before, and our defense to go out and do what they did against him.
Unbelievable.
What did they hold him
to 0 yards.
0
Yeah,
yards.
I had that.
I said it was less than 25.
Zero
so I didn't
yards.
know.
So, apart from a busted coverage on the seam route to the tight end, our defense played flawless last Friday night. If you go back and look, they held Grant to negative 32 yards on the ground.
That is impressive.
And anytime you can put up numbers like that as an offense, you just want to be able to control the ball. And once again, don't give it to the other team.
This is what you want to do. When you can do that, you want to score 7 points and keep the ball
As long as you
46
can.
minutes.
Right.
That's what you want to do.
But looking at that side of the ball, I thought they played fast. We always say play fast, play physical. I thought they played physical. You go back and look over on the other side of the ball offensively. Y'all said it a while ago, but it starts with the guys up front, and that's kind of what we've harped on this year, that it's going to be tackle to tackle. That's where we're going to win ball games. And I thought they've had a good start to the season.
Yeah, and it's a couple of those young guys that you had to have step up. That, look, I think you have 2 or 3 sophomores that come in and out on the offensive line, which is going to be good for your upcoming class next year, because like I said, you got some big key players that's going to be leaving next year. But getting those sophomores in there and to be able to hang like they've been is only going to make them better for next year. But they're actually
doing
keeping
well
your ball
now,
games right now. Yeah.
I'm going to say one. Our highest graded for the week, our right guard, Jake Locke. He's tremendous leaps and bounds what he's done. But leading, that group, you've got Ryan, the senior, anchoring down on the left tackle. And then, you can go from, other than the left tackle, from left guard to right tackle, they're all either 11th graders or 10th graders. That's, it's exciting as a coach. Right. We can always say tight end, but ultimately I was a tackle. That's exciting to see that you got guys that up front that you got to love to be an offensive lineman.
You have to take pride in what you do.
Right, and
it's behind the scenes.
those guys are starting to love being an offensive lineman.
You got to realize that the higher you go in this game, let's say you're going to play this game throughout, let's say you're going to go all the way to the end. Those offensive lines are coveted, man.
Yes, yes they are.
You can see, like in
Second
professionals,
high
or
school.
you can look on Division I or Division II or Division III. People with great offensive lines are successful.
Yeah.
Smart, great offensive lines.
Well, you just said it right there, that your successful teams start up front. And I say it in high school that it's tough to find 5 guys that come together that want to play that position, because it's not, it's a thankless position. We can say what we want to. They're constantly hearing it from me. They're constantly hearing it from other players.
Yeah, when all your glory comes from your head coach saying, "Hey man, I thank you," and everybody's like, "You know what? We're working our tails off."
Right, they're the forgotten few up front.
Right.
So
I noticed Friday night. Speaking of Jake, he was making a lot of calls. He was looking at defenses. He seems like he really has a grasp for how you need to block stuff.
Well, yeah, he's been doing it since he's been this tall.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was one of those that fell into that Red River League that had some of those coaches that were bringing him up through it. And yeah, I understand that we're running a different offense, but it was veer forever, veer option, veer option, veer option. And guess what? We're starting to do a little bit of. It's not really going to be the veer option, but it is kind of with the same blocking schemes that we got. So what I'm saying is once you've been in that position, and like I said, it all starts at this high. Yep. Once it starts this high, and you start learning those assignments, even though may not be good at it. And once you start working on that footwork, like you're saying, then you become impressive.
Yeah, find me a team with 5 guys sold out up front, I'll find you a winning program.
Yeah,
Right,
that's right.
program. So,
I agree with that.
So a little bit about team leadership, Coach. We're early in the season. You can tell how it's going right now. How's your leaders shaping up on a football team?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can pick out the guys that that are taking that leadership role, and this is one thing that as coaches we're trying to install in our guys. And it's no fault of their own, but there's not a program that you can look to that these kids of, hey, you know what, that's a quarterfinal team or that's a semifinal team. That's how we're supposed to do things. So they're having to make their own mark right now and leave their own mark on what they want to leave with the younger team and how to do things right. Oh boy.
Did you touch that?
I didn't touch it, man.
We've been waiting for that all night. I've been waiting for that all
I
night.
definitely wouldn't have fumbled it right there. So.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
But no, I mean it starts with your seniors. I mean we've got a great group of seniors. You know, you look at guys that have been here in the program 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, look, I look at some right now that you say just the ones that on your defense especially. You have Gage Belgard, you have Ty Curtis. Look, Braden Polk plays a very good defensive position.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know where you exactly got him all the time. It's whatever package I think you're running, he does some different things. But 90% of the time, he's in the right place at the right time doing his assignment.
And you talk about those 3 kids right there. I mean, Ty, Gage, Braden. You look at me. We can go down the list. Jackson, Spradling.
Yeah, look, Spradling. I mean, you have Spradling in the middle of the field. You know, that defense right there. They worked their tails off for you because last year our defense kept us in a lot of balls.
They did.
So
they did.
But sorry to interrupt you. Go
no,
ahead.
I mean you go down the list. Look at Caden Grimmett at free safety. You look at Andrew Hensel at a defensive end. I mean those guys right there, they are carrying the load, shouldering the load, and it's just. I mean, once again, we're teaching those guys, hey, we got to hold. Coaches are holding the seniors accountable now. They've got to be able to hold the younger kids accountable. Right. And you still didn't talk about our quarterback, which plays linebacker. Talk about Colt Virtual out there. So,
yeah. And they know he came back right at
the right time.
Yes.
Right at the right time. So.
And he's came in there and did a great job.
Yes, he has.
He's what you need when you have a good defense is to take care of the football and long methodical drives. It's okay.
Yep.
I'm with you.
What are you looking for? Like, what do you see because you see them every day and you know them? What are you looking for on our team that you know we have potential on that we haven't tapped into?
Things that we're working on daily and weekly is I tell our guys this that there's not a team out there that's going to beat us this year. I think we're physically. I think we've got the talent enough to run the table. The only guys that are going to beat us are the ones in the room.
Right.
And it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the other stuff. It's about the off-field stuff, how we hold ourselves, how we, carry ourselves in the classroom. Are we on time to practice? Are we doing what we're supposed to do in the weight room? Are we pushing it at practice? Those are the things. Those are the little things that are going to catch up with us if we don't take care of it. And the X's and O's are going to be there. Their physical ability, they put in the work for this. It's the other stuff that we're really
just like you say, with being a semifinal team, being a run of the team, you show me 5 guys that can play together on the offensive line, and we can make a deep run, right? Because we can do the things that we need to do right. Well, that starts with the same way. Off the field and in the classroom, you don't have those problems with a team that makes that run. You don't have that problem with a team coming. If I tell you don't go over there and do that, don't go over there and do that. You don't have to. You don't have to use that discipline. Those guys that are bought into that and understand, hey, it ain't about what I want to not let my football coach down. And this can be any coach. You can bring any sport you want. Any sport you want. Those guys that don't want to let that coach down. That's a team that can be really special.
Yep. And it's a Buckeye standard that you have to live up to.
Yeah, look, I mean, for 25 years it was that way. Hey, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do this, and if you don't like it, you can leave. And it's hard to do that now because it's kind of, it's a little, I don't know. It's just you look for those people that you don't have to stay on top of.
It's called being disciplined.
That's exactly.
If you got a bunch of disciplined guys that play hard-nosed football and they're competitors, those are the teams that are going to be winning week in and week out, year in and year out. You talk about the success for this year. I think one is the discipline on and off the field, both of them. I think turnovers are a big one offensively. If we can clean up turnovers, and I think the biggest thing is defensively is we've got to make the sure tackles. If we can offensively limit the turnovers and defensively make the sure tackles, then we're going to win a lot of ball games this year.
I agree. And, 2 good weeks, went on the road, got victories coming into Panther Stadium. Last week, 46-13 over Grant. Now we got South Bow coming in. So we're going to turn the page into South Bow. And, South Bow had a win last week, 42-38 over Washington Marion.
Which Washington Marion ones?
Not the ones we played, I don't think.
They're down towards Lake Charles.
Lake Charles, yeah. Not the New Orleans ones.
No.
So, but they're 1-1. They got, DeRitter handled them quite.
And DeRitter's a good bunch.
Right. DeRitter beat them 42-13.
Yeah, and look, and keep in mind, we still have I understand we turned the page and I understand all this, but we went down there last year.
Oh, no, we ain't turned the page from that.
Oh, we ain't turned the page from that. I agree 1,000%.
They may have heard it once or twice this week
All right. I'm just
I can tell you now,
from the old
we went
man.
down there and
at their homecoming.
yeah, and we kicked them in the mouth, and then, things didn't quite go our way. So it's got to be a little bit of a just, it's time to prove our point. Because, like you said, you have 12 seniors.
Right.
Those 12 seniors went down there, and I believe they won that football game.
We shot. It goes back. We shot ourselves in the foot last year. But watching film, you go back and watch last year's film. I mean, we had opportunities in that game.
They were not that much more.
Right.
If at all.
And so I think it's going to be another battle-tested game. I think it's going to be a full quarter game. I think that we and them are a lot alike. I mean, we're a bunch of just hard-nosed, tough football players that are going to get after it for 48 minutes, and so it's going to be exciting.
Which is in my opinion,
that's
what football's about.
Right, that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want to say, hey, let's go 48 minutes and see what happens.
And speaking of last year, we're probably going to come in this game with a little chip on our shoulder. If you were in that game last year, if you played in that game, you should come in with a chip on your shoulder this year.
You should. It starts all the way from, what you heard in the stands, what you heard on the radio people that they were, back at us. You got beat, though, 35-7.
Right.
And, I don't know why the old head coach wants to remind our players, but he has reminded them daily, hey, 35-7. That's a bad taste in your mouth.
That is a bad taste, especially the way it went down.
Right, the way that it went down, and it's not often in football that you get, especially in high school football, with the way that we change schedules every 2 years, that it's not often that you get to play a team again.
Right. Yeah, it's always great when you can look at a film from a game like you had last year down there, and you say, hey, remember this? And
right.
You can keep rewinding it 10 times and say, hey, remember this? Because that stuff puts that fuel on that fire.
And guess what? We get another chance. And, I told them this week, hey, don't relive history. Let's remake it this week.
That's right.
So they still have the big nose guard?
They do. He plays defensive end. They may go back to it, but they've been in an even front, and they like to put him in 77 on one side, and
I saw him on the end last game. So. What about the quarterbacks? He coming back for them?
No, the quarterback is not back for him. They got
that's a big thing.
Different quarterback. They got a couple tight ends they like to use in their system. They're going to look apart, but I think our kids play a little bit more physical than they do, and if we can come out and find that fire and edge.
It's basically going to, just like we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, you dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And it's this simple. You got the backs that can score.
Mm-hmm.
You got the backs that are quick. If you can dominate the line of scrimmage, you can win a football game.
Yep.
If you lose offensive or defensive line of scrimmage battles, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night. Yep.
That's any football game.
You're right.
100%.
you talk about talking about a little scheme. Even though they have the guy, I mean, he's a player, but you look at last week, the Matthews linebacker was a player too.
He was 37.
But,
He was
that's compliments to your staff and your guys, because if you don't change something, he ruins the whole night.
You're right.
And you can play around that, and y'all scheme very well for that. So I'm sure y'all have
And
a good
keep
game
in
plan going
mind,
in.
with that being said, we held a guy that had national 11 touchdowns to negative 32 yards. So that tells me the defense can do it. Because I don't care who you play or what you do, you get 11
I mean,
touchdowns.
it just depends on the style that they're going to bring in to the ball game. You look back at Grant last week; they were no huddle, so there were things that we had to do to prepare for their no huddle and their speed. This week, you may see a no huddle, but it's not going to be up tempo, and they're going to want to try to once again lean on you a little bit. So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great matchup. No pressure, coach. No pressure.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
Hey, just all you got to do is worry about tomorrow night.
3-0.
You
That's
were 2-1
it.
last year, right?
We went 2-1 last year.
Okay, no pressure.
3-0 is what we're looking for.
Hey,
Are you ready to be at home in Panther Stadium with a home
I
crowd?
am. I'm excited
We
about
are
that.
for sure.
I'm excited about that. 3 weeks into it, now we get to come back home, play at home, don't have to lug everything, down the road. So I'm real excited about this.
That's right. Well, look. So we've talked about pretty much, anything else that we...
Do we have any injuries coming into
Yeah,
this?
do we have any
coming this
injuries?
week that we don't know of? We might nicked up.
I think we're pretty healthy going into this, which is a positive. I think we've got most of our bullets in our holster right now, ready to fire away, and I'm ready for it. See, it's a short week. It's a Thursday night, but
Coaches love them short weeks.
yeah, I know it, but
But hey, you get 2 of those in a row again.
yeah.
It's gonna, I know, because next week's gonna be,
Well,
it's gonna be a distraction.
Next week's Friday.
Yeah, it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a distraction.
It's going to be a distraction week.
I
I know.
think we talked about that last year.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
haven't
just
got
gotta work through that.
We like to take it week by week here.
But look, that atmosphere. Would you agree? Those atmospheres of Grant and Gina, man, are spot on.
Yeah.
I think that's where we need to. I think that's where we need to strive to get as far as an atmosphere. Just on a Friday night, hey, where are you going? Hey, I'm going to watch the Buckeye
Right,
Panthers
watch
play
them.
football.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think when especially last year, and Gina was pretty good last year, which I understand that they do play in that non-select, which we can get in that, whenever. But that atmosphere, man, was electrifying. Probably the best I've seen in the state, really. And so I think that's where we need to strive to get to.
I think you say that one thing that we get spoiled wherever we go, and
If
I'm
you
not
have a fan base.
right. We have a fan base, and you go look at when people come to us, they don't bring what we bring.
We have just a good fan base away games
Then people do at home.
than most people do at home. I agree.
For the first 2 games, for sure.
For the first 2 games, for sure. So, but I think if we can just build on that to get that electrifying home crowd,
I think you're going to get a glimpse of it tomorrow night. This bunch, they're going to travel well. They're going to bring, supposed to be bringing a band, a dance line. You're going to get that. You're going to get that glimpse tomorrow night of, 2 good crowds. I think that they're going to be ready because once again, they know what happened last year. And
because
our
that's a
fans are
doozy of a
ready.
trip. We all made it last year. That's a good trip.
It is.
And we traveled well there.
We did. We did.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to it. We thank you for coming down for the Coaches Show, first one of 2025. We can't wait. Before we get off there, we want to thank our sponsors once again, BK Distributors. He is a headline sponsor for all of Buckeye Athletics. BK Distributors, BK Apparel, BK Promotions. They have new upgraded facilities, state-of-the-art. They can bring huge fat heads in, whatever you need. Scott, Blaine, and Kaylee can take care of you over at BK Distributors. We'd also like to thank Miss Kayla Walker. She is a headline sponsor for Buckeye football this year. Miss Kayla Walker with Century 21. Anything you need in the real estate business, go see Miss Kayla Walker. She can take care of you. She's a proud alumni here at Buckeye. Also, Katie's Fast Pitch. Katie's Fast Pitch, unlocking your daughter's potential one pitch at a time. If you have any desire, or your daughter has any desire to pitch, go see Miss Katie's super talented staff, super knowledgeable staff. They'll take care of you. But we'd always like to thank Rio Rojo for letting us have this Coaches Show here, and letting the community come together. It's a good event for the whole community and the Buckeye High School football team. We'd like to thank Rio for always opening their doors when coaches show night and putting up with us. But
Yeah, let's not forget this Poppin' Panther here.
Yes.
don't forget the Poppin' Panther come from Buddy Love, Jason Dozar over to Affordable Furniture.
That's right.
Hey,
Got it.
he got the Poppin' Panther for us this year. We're excited about it. BK got us a Buckeye Panthers football, and it's white. It matches the Panther. We loving it. So, all right, everybody, give a big round of applause for the Buckeye High School football team and Coach Aaron York, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night in Panther.